don't know about you, but this still makes me jump every time. So I have this little cookie piece. I'm gonna flatten it out, cut out these little bow tie inlays for the cracks, and I'm gonna end up slapping the scroll saw piece on there. It's gonna be the backer to hang it on a wall. So I'm gonna get ready to run it through the planer. Well, so much for that idea. Alright, so it's been a few days since I started this project. I originally had that cookie piece of a tree with the crack I was going to do the inlays in to be the backer for this. Well, seeing that exploded in the planer, I had to come up with something different. So what I got here, I got 2 pieces of oak and a piece of cherry. And I'll make it kind of like, it was originally going to hang on the wall, now it's going to be like a mantle piece or something. So you're going to have it stacked up like this, like that. So the plan is, this is like 5 inches wide. I cut this for 6. So I got a 1/2 inch overlay on each side. Then this is at 7, 1/2 inch overlay. And then I still gotta cut this. I'm gonna rip this piece down and then go from there. So now that I got these cut to size, what I did is I marked in a 1/2 inch, made a line, and then I took this and then I went from my line that I made to the corner and I just traced that radius. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the bandsaw, I'm gonna cut this radius. That way, when these are stacked, you'll have the curve. I think that'll look nice. This is too tall to do on the bandsaw. So, I have to figure something out. Alright, so doing a little changing. I'm gonna do just 2 pieces instead of 3. Main reason is when I did the curves and all that, I didn't consider the round in the edge, taking away the length, right? So now when I take this to set it on the top piece overhangs, which I don't want. So scrap that, and it's just gonna be 2 pieces, which now looking at it, I think it looks better with 2 over the 3. And that way it goes from red oak, cherry, red oak, instead of the red oak, cherry, red oak. So this is how I'm gonna go. Do some cleanup, sanding, and all that. Then we're gonna put it together. Right here I'm using some Titebond 3 and CA glue. Hold it all together. Alright, so while I wait for that to glue up, I'm gonna do a little experiment. I'm going to, for the finish, I'm gonna use a shellac on a wax. Now, I don't know if I wanna go with clear shellac or if I wanna go with an amber shellac, make it a little darker. My only concern is, if I do the amber on the red oak, is it gonna be too dark compared to the cherry? So, I'm gonna do that. Got the amber shellac. Let's see. I already know, I've used this on cherry before. I know it gets real dark. I've just never used it on red oak before. So, we're gonna see. Let's get this red oak. Take the other end of this cloth and wipe off whatever excess. Now, I think I can live with that. I think the amber on the red oak is still pretty good with the cherry. I don't know if you can really see it. That's what it was. I think I'm probably gonna end up using the amber shellac. I put some green tape on so I can see where to line up the piece when I glue it on. I'm using Type Bond 3 and gonna use some CA glue and clamp it up. I've been using a lot of CA glue lately. Let me know what you guys use for your favorite CA glue. Can't forget to wipe off any excess glue. Don't want no dried glue marks. So I'm going with the amber shellac. I'm gonna do 3 coats and then we'll see it all finished. So that's it. It's all finished up. I ended up doing 3 coats of that amber shellac. I think it turned out pretty good. It's close to Easter, so my whole thought for this project was to make something related to Easter. So that's what this is. It was quick, fun project. It didn't go exactly how I planned in my head before starting the build. Just like how I originally had that cookie, well, things happen. So I had to come up with something else, and I think it turned out good, and I'm happy with it. If you like seeing more projects that deal with like the scroll saw or little things like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below.